Beloved, welcome back to the channel. Behind me is the greatest gift anyone has ever given me. My grandfather, who lived through the Depression, saved every single item for 50 years, nuts, bolts, bearings, spring clips, whatever, that he had from leftover from being a mechanic, and gifted them to me before he passed away. And why this is so important to me is if you're kind of a shop guy or a tinkerer, having access to little nuts and washers and things for all the myriad projects that we do where you don't have to run to the hardware store is invaluable. The bad thing about this is that this stuff is very antiquated. This is basically a time capsule of 50 years ago. Not very useful to me today. So I've made the decision to go through and really get rid of the stuff that's not necessary and utilize this for my own needs. Now, this is falling apart. Well, not falling apart, but it's in need of some maintenance, and it's special to me, so I want to preserve it. So today, we're going to do a little restoration on some of the drawers that are damaged. We'll go through some of the cool products, maybe some of you old boomers will even recognize some of this stuff, and then we'll go about adapting this to make it more usable for my needs. And we'll take a look at this time capsule. Now this is after I already went through it once and really got rid of the things that are of no value. But even so, a lot of this stuff is just no longer relevant to me. Things, gas caps and old hose repairs, things. I have a full tap and die kit. I don't need individuals. There's a few things we might save. Just relics from the past. There's probably some boomer restoring some old boomer machine that needs that, but who knows, right? My granddad built this cabinet probably in the 50s using absolutely beautiful CVG. CVG stands for Clear Vertical Grain Douglas Fir, the tree of my people. When I say clear vertical grain, you won't find a knot in this. This is some of the most expensive building material or construction material that you can buy. It's only used for really expensive homes and trim. But back in the day, it was such an abundance of it that this was just standard. The problem we're running into with some of these drawers is the bases, which were made out of plywood. And plywood, as we know, is glued together. Multiple layers. This was 1/4 inch at the time, and some of these are falling apart. Not all of them, but just a few. And I think what happened were mice nested in there, and from the urine or what have you, it rotted it out. So we're going to replace the broken ones first, and then we can get about finding what we're going to put in here or putting my stuff in here. Okay, let's see what our dimensions are. That's 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch is going to be tight, so we'll run down to 1/4 inch, and then we will. We can always go further if we need to. So the width on this, always burn 1 inch. So 6.5, just shy of 5.5 because we burned 1 inch. And then this just rough dimensions there. So by about a foot or so, a little over a foot. So we'll say 12.5. 5.5 times 2 would be 11. I think my planer will do 12, so we'll just mark this at 11.5, and that'll give us a little bit extra to work with. This is 3/8, and we're going to want to rip this down. Take about a third of it off or so. I don't think that planer likes that plywood glue. It seems to be laboring a little bit, but, well, live and learn, right? Look at that. Isn't that nice? That looks perfect. As you may or may not know, wood swells when it's in a non-heated area, so you don't want to make tolerances too tight because it can get moisture in it, swell up, and then it'll spread the sides of it, and then the drawers won't open anymore. So if we burn 1 inch, the reason why I burn 1 inch is that these ends can get bent and beat up, and when you're doing precision work, they're not really reliable, and anyway, you just burn 1 inch, you start at the 1, then you have a nice clean line there. So if we put that across there, I'm going to say our exact is going to be 6 7/16. Excellent. Not too tight, just a little bit of gap there for expansion. He secured the drawer bottom with 3 small nails that we should be able to just reuse. Setting something right like this, doing a proper job, is the 4th greatest thing you can experience in life, behind knowing Jesus, marrying a good woman, having your own children. Fixing stuff comes in number 4 for me, and then good food. Well, beloved, that's about all the time I have to bore you with today. If I did any more, I'd have to put in an actual work day, and Why would I want to do that? May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.